pathetic handling of the situation from top to bottom, from EA, from the copyright strikes, from banning the guy, from not communicating directly to him, to not providing any evidence when you say seriously bad things about him. I mean, when people are going to use this screenshot against him for the rest of his life, EA. Ooh, hot, steaming hot off the presses. EA has just publicly shamed just one player, just a lowly player. Happens to be their number 2 largest FIFA streamer. But this story is about to get very big, and it also hits home to me because, well, when I played Magic the Gathering, there were a lot of people that didn't like me either. And so when I got banned from the game, a lot of people were there in line right behind me, you know, to rub it in my face and laugh that I had been banned from the game that I love. And I thought I wanted to start this with a joke, but now I'm going to be all wax philosophic here. So Kurt, before I go into all the details, I know that you've got to put on a brave face here, but I do know I'm, you know, one of a small group of people who knows what it's like to be banned from the game they love. And ego aside, it sucks, and I'm sorry that this happened to you. Could you argue that, you know, Kurt was a bit of a poo stirrer? Yeah, you could. Could you argue that EA probably was well within their rights to ban him? Sure, you could. But what they just did now, publicly dragging this guy, is just a bridge too far for me. It's truly cowardice behavior from a billion-dollar corporation to target a single dude and then put out a press release on it. You've got to be kidding me. So EA just put out this tweet. I covered Kurt a few weeks ago, and I saw, first of all, I saw him tweeting out this. Incredibly stuff, honestly. Banning me from their esports events wasn't enough, which he was banned from those. Trying to get my Twitch and YouTube channels banned wasn't enough. If you weren't following the story, EA themselves were submitting copyright strikes, copyright claims on his Twitch and YouTube channel simply for gameplay. That's how vindictive EA is being with a single customer. How stupid can you be? Now, they shut down my 10-year plus FIFA Ultimate Team founder account. No words. And you see here, your account has been disabled, and you've been permanently blocked due to violation of EA's terms of service, which we're going to take a look at here, what he really did violate, because it's very, very curious. It's almost like a borderline slanderous thing here. They write, we want to notify you that we found your EA account to be in violation of user agreement. Specifically, your account was found to be in violation of terms focused on harassment, real-life violence, or physically threatening. You can review this. After receiving multiple reports and reviewing recent comments made online by you about EA employees, we have found them threatening and harassing in nature. They aren't. They weren't. Was he aggressive? Absolutely. Was he impassioned? Absolutely. Was he mean? Absolutely. But at no point, and by the way, EA struck his video down, the video that they're talking about. So I can't even, you know, he can't even defend himself against this. I saw a re-upload of it. There was absolutely zero threats in it. Absolutely nothing menacing about it. He was mean. He called people dumb. Yeah, okay, I get it. You've got to protect your employees to a point. But this is just a bad look for EA, in my opinion. Now, ultimately, you would follow up by saying, when everything is said and done, we'll beat them. Trust me. They have money, but we have numbers. Frick them and everyone on their side. At the end of the day, I've said nothing I shouldn't have. This is just deeper than anyone thinks. They didn't want me competing at events because they were scared I'd win them. Now I'm the second biggest streamer of their game, and they're scared I'll overtake their golden boy. Now, I don't know exactly who they're referring to, who he's referring to, but you know, this isn't the first time Kurt has got into some spicy interactions with FIFA. Going back just a week ago, banned FIFA Pro, Kurt slams EA tyranny following copyright strike attempts. Kurt has never been one to keep his opinions to himself. It's one of the reasons he has been suspended, ultimately banned from competing in FIFA 2020, following a string of offenses which finally prompted EA to stop him appearing at their events. Of course, that hasn't stopped Kurt from being honest with his followers, and he has now spoken out against the community once again, calling them a tyranny and sending a warning to anyone that intends to call out EA on their BS. This is absolutely true. When I covered this in the first place, it was clear to me that community managers at EA had access to their YouTube account and were maliciously striking down his videos that included gameplay of a game that everyone else, they were in, they were unevenly applying rules. It would be like if they struck down everybody who had FIFA gameplay, because that's what was in his videos. Kurt tweeted alongside his screenshots, warning anyone that intends to call out EA on their BS, they will now copy strike your content to get your channels deleted. This is a tyranny, and that will stop at nothing. I surrender. And he shows, he shows the receipts. All of these clips claimed, which were just gameplay. What exactly Kurt claims to be surrendering from is unclear. It seems unlikely that he'll stop creating content altogether, nor that he is willing to stop giving his truthful opinion on EA or FIFA in general. Well, now that he's been banned, I mean, essentially that makes it very difficult to do. I don't know if he could stream under an alt account, if he could find a way to keep, I don't know if he could actually evade this. Many people replied to his tweet were in full support of him, voicing his opinion on the matter. One follower tweeted, the entire community must support Kurt, including the YouTubers and streamers. We need to fight this tyranny of EA. This is no longer acceptable. The next day, Kurt followed up with a tweet saying that they're too busy finding ways to copy strike me. And meanwhile, there's no lost glitch, well, and truly alive on Champion, FIFA Ultimate Team. It seems regardless of what action EA takes, Kurt isn't willing to ignore his morals and will keep calling them out until he's happy with the product. Well, on top of all of this, EA went out of their way to drag him, and of course, it's not ending well. As you can see, they replied to him, which right now has 1.5 thousand likes compared to 1.4. But this is truly a bizarre response by Electronic Arts. Why would you make a public statement here? It says, in November 2019, after a series of code of conduct violations at a part of the EA Sports FIFA Global Series in which he threatened employees and other players, Kurt0411 was banned from competing or attending any EA Sports FIFA 20 Global Series events or future competitions. Again, no evidence provided. Since that time, Kurt has continued to post abusive and threatening messages and videos about EA employees and competitive players on social media, and he has encouraged the others to do the same. His messages have crossed the line of decency. Wow, that's rich. Electronic Arts out here talking about being decent. And look, let me tell you something here, all right? I have not seen Kurt make any direct references to threats or anything that I would consider over the line. Were there things that were up against the line, calling employees morons? Yeah, probably. I think when I was dealing with Wizards of the Coast, part of the reason they were looking to ban me over all the years is because I had roasted their president, Mark Rosewater, and several of their other internal employees. So the first chance they could get to ban me, they were all happy to. And I think that's what was happened here with Kurt. Now, the game itself is riddled with errors, but EA just does not look good here. It continues. We will not tolerate threatening behavior. As a result, Kurt0411's EA account will be banned from playing our games and accessing our servers due to these serious and repeated violations. They are seriously trying to smear this guy. They're trying to make sure he doesn't work for anyone ever again. We build games and communities for players to have fun. No, you build them to make billions of dollars. Creating a safe and enjoyable experience for everyone without fear of harassment or abuse is a vital part of that. Our terms of service include a code of conduct that we ask players to abide by to keep our communities healthy and safe. We have an ongoing focus to create communities where everyone feels safe and respected, including in-game toxicity reporting tools, as well as new moderation tools. So they're using his banning as a PR moment now. Now they're looking to ban this dude and then get clout from journos about how stunning and brave a billion-dollar company is. Look, I understand that at the end of the day, all right, look, I'm not defending toxicity inside of games. What I am saying is it exists. And if you're EA or you're Ubisoft or you're a billion-dollar company, maybe make sure that your game is working correctly or running right before you worry about policing mean words online. Let the moderation tools do their jobs and maybe not get butthurt that one of your clearly one of your most impassioned fans is mad. Look, this is why I relate to this kid so much. As angry as I was about things that Wizards of the Coast did, and as just spirited as many of my rants were, it was coming from a place of love. If I hated Magic the Gathering, I wouldn't have played it. In fact, I was definitely in the top 1% of spenders in the game, all right? I was what they would consider a whale spending-wise. And I'm sure that this streamer and his tens of thousands of followers are also high in that category of spenders as well. This is just a bad marketing move altogether. It doesn't look good as a corporation banning a player and putting out this to essentially smear the guy. They say, we're open to feedback and constructive criticism is always welcome. We encourage anyone who would like to share their thoughts on our games. No, you don't. No, you don't. Not if they're too passionate about it. And now it's up to 1.8 thousand favorites compared to 1.5. Let's see. Could you give me an example of when I've threatened your incompetent employees? None. You know, I think that playing the victim card, how original. You'd be lucky that some of these people steal your games or that still own your games. You know, it's honestly one of those moments where, you know, here, we build games for communities, players have fun. No, you don't. You know, to making this publicly, I don't know that I like this. You should have sat down with them and tried to handle it. This person too, Alexander, says, we all love this game. Nobody criticizes to that extent if they don't. If you were concerned about his influence, you should have sat down with him and taken efforts to fix issues presented to ease tension within the community. This is the wrong way to go about it. Fun and decency. Ironic when your world champion says the game is garbage to play and you're being sued for false advertising and gambling in PEGI 3 game. He's not wrong. Your game is garbage. I mean, these aren't EA talking about decency. There you go. Heels versus babyface in there, getting in there with the ratio. EA treats their pro players like garbage. Pathetic joke of a company ruining someone's life potentially because you can't hack it. His criticism in the game. His criticism is fully merited and always makes valid points against you money-hungry scoundrels. Your gameplay and servers are shocking. Thin-skinned, multi-billion-dollar corporation going out publicly to drag a pro, to drag somebody to help negatively affect their ability to earn money in the future. Yeah, some people will say they're well within their right to do so, and they were, but that doesn't mean I agree with it, and that doesn't mean I think that this was a good move at all. Pathetic handling of the situation from top to bottom, from EA, from the copyright strikes, from banning the guy, from not communicating directly to him, to not providing any evidence when you say seriously bad things about him. I mean, people are going to use this screenshot against him for the rest of his life, EA. That they do that to me. You know, every single day I have some brainlet replying to my Twitter saying, oh, is this the guy that's banned from Magic the Gathering? That's what you just did to Kurt. Big bad billion-dollar EA, that's what you did. You made sure Kurt will have a very difficult time ever earning another penny because your delicate feelings were hurt at the end of the day by someone who loves your product. Good job, EA.